get ready.
Hey there, Disney lovers, and welcome back to another WandaVision review. So we're going to be looking at episode 4 today, which is also called episode 4. So there's quite a lot to talk about with this episode, really. So I'm going to try and do my best to talk about the non-spoilery things first, but there's not a lot really, and then we're going to give you the little warning then that I'm going to go into spoiler territory, and we're going to explore the episode more. So let's bring me on. Hello there. Excuse the bare background and my scruffy look. I just haven't had time to shave yet, and that's a bit, redoing all that, but there we go. Anyway, so WandaVision episode 4, called episode 4. What can I say about it? Non-spoilery. We're not in the Westview world anymore. We're not in the sitcom world. This is a standalone. Well, not standalone, but it's in with everything. But it's not the sitcom-y episodic ones of that. It's all to do with the real world, if you will, and what's happening outside of it, and the events that are happening whilst the episodes are happening is what's going on outside, which is really cool. So then you got an opening scene, then you got the Marvel Studios credits, and then it goes back into the story again. So you backtrack right back to before episode 1, really. And well, we don't really know, but we do go back a little bit. Actually, yeah, it is well back before then. But it then goes into episodes 1, 2, and 3. So it's nice we get some answers, really. That's what we're saying there. There's so much I can say, but I don't want to spoil things. So I'll just say that we're introduced to some old characters from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is great, and 2 of the actors from the Marvel Cinematic Universe are actually in it, so that is fantastic. This is difficult to do the non-spoilery bits. Again, the acting in it is fantastic. It feels like you're watching a Marvel film and not a TV series, which is really what Marvel needs. It doesn't need to be like, I know a lot of people like Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it feels like a TV series, where this feels like a film. It's a long film, really, which is what is needed. It's kind of like The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian, to me, doesn't feel like a TV series, but more of a long film. If you put it all together, it's like if you chop off the credits and things like that, you can kind of watch it all in one, and this is kind of the same, really. Yes, you got the episodics of 1, 2, and 3 with the sitcom, but it does kind of tie in with everything, and it's not a TV series, really. And that's what I got from this episode. And if they continue like this throughout, not just WandaVision, but with everything, the Hawkeye, Loki, and stuff like that, Marvel Cinematic Universe is gonna trump any TV series out there, really. So yeah, really like that. It seemed like a lot was happening in the episode, and they're going, it was like, what's coming on next? It's like, and then all of a sudden, then the credits come up, and it's like, oh, right. It's like, you feel like it was just gonna keep going and going and going, but now we are up to the point where we saw at the end of episode 3, at the end of this episode, catching up in the real world, if you will. So yeah, I don't think I can say much more without spoiling things. So this is your spoiler warning, guys. So if you haven't watched the episode yet, then I recommend you watch it now and then come back and watch the rest of the video, and we can have a chat about what's going on. If you are making any comments, then please put a spoiler warning and leave a few lines, and then put your comment, not for other people to get any spoilers. And just be careful if you haven't seen the episode and you look at the comments that they may contain spoilers in the comments. Blah, 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 blah. I'm just giving you a bit more time, so please do come back. But if you don't mind spoilers, or if you've already watched the episode, let's move in to spoiler territory. Now, I have 2 A4 pages worth of notes per here. So, first of all, the first scene, whoa. So Geraldine, who we then learn is Monica Rambeau, is snapped back into existence. So she was she was snapped, if you will, and so she comes back into existence next to a hospital bed, which is empty, and she's panicking because her mother was on that bed, and she runs out, and all these people are starting to reappear, and it's just chaos. It's chaos everywhere from people coming back into existence. Now remember that they didn't snap them back into existence the moment that they left. They snapped them back into existence 5 years later. So they were the same age with the same memories and everything, but 5 years has passed, and you see that with Monica Rambeau, because she finds the doctor and says, "Where's my mother?" It's like, "Your mother died 3 years ago, which was 2 years after you disappeared." And so that's like mess up with the head. And then we go into the titles, and we see that Monica and Maria Rambeau was part of Sword. Now, Maria Rambeau is from Captain Marvel, so Monica Rambeau was in it as well. Not the same actress, I don't think. Excuse me. But yeah. Yeah. So like that's one character extra there. That's outside of the Avengers-y, Wanda's Avengers. And then you got, so it shows the chaos that was happening. So it's like, is that another thing that Avengers messed up, really? That they, by abiding for, respecting Tony's daughter's wishes, because he didn't want to like erase his daughter. They brought him 5 years into the future. It's probably messed up a lot of people. A lot of people are going to lost of people's like Monica lost her mother and things like that. So yeah. Just having a look at my notes. Okay, so we then introduce. So we. Monica is asked to go and investigate the missing persons, but it's a town that's appeared from nowhere. Nobody has any knowledge of it, and she meets then Jimmy Woo, who's played by Randall Park, and he was from Ant-Man 2, so same actor, same character. And when he meets her, he has a business card flip up, and he was trying to do magic tricks in Ant-Man 2, so it was a nice little touch there. And they meet each other. They set off a drone, send it into the town, but then there's like a barrier, and it's kind of like a TV staticky type, not static, but the interference thing as it goes through, and then it disappears. Yeah, they were saying there's no such place as Westview. So then Monica goes up to it and puts her hand on it, and she gets sucked in. So that's how she ends up in Westview world, if you will. Not Westworld, but Westview world. And then 24 hours later, they say there's a truck coming, and Darcy from Thor, played by Kat Dennings, again, it's another character and actor, original actor for that character in it. So that's another thing. So you got the 3 different worlds. They're coming into another world. So it's good to see her on her own, because she's always been the comic relief on Thor, all the Thor films really, and it's nice to see her on her own, and she's now a doctor, so that's pretty cool. So she finds out these energy waves and radiation is coming off, and she finds out that you can watch them on a TV. So she asks for an old tube TV, which are the big massive ones, because she says like anything not flat, and then she tunes in and they watch episode 1 on TV, and then she does say then, isn't Vision dead, like dead, not blipped. So that's good to hammer home there that Vision is dead and not he's not like being reborn and brought into it. So I like the line of the universe created a sitcom using 2 Avengers. I think that was Jimmy Woo who said that. That was pretty nice. So it matches the end of scene 1, end of episode 1. I can't remember what I was making on that point, but there we go. So there's real people inside, so they managed to use facial recognition and find out that the people that are in the world are actually real people. So that was really interesting there. Who they are, I'm sure that we'll learn more of them as the series goes on. The bit in episode 2 when they got the radio and that voice comes through, that is Jimmy's voice, and they managed to try and break through this barrier to get the thing. I thought that was a really nice thing, and they didn't know whether it well, Jimmy didn't know whether it worked, but Darcy knew it was working, but she could see something wasn't right there, so she pretty much like said nothing happened. The sewer guy, so you see the guy going down into the sewer and coming out, and as he passes through the barrier, his hazmat suit turns into a beekeeper suit, and he pops up through the sewer, and that's where you see him in the end of episode 2, where Wanda goes no, and then it just resets, but we don't see what happens to him in this episode, so that's quite interesting, really. Has he been blipped out of existence? Who knows? I did find it funny when Darcy and Jimmy were watching the 3rd episode with a pack of potato chips, and some funny dialogue going on there. So then, when they're watching it, they notice that Geraldine disappears, and it was like, well, what's going on? So then we go into the world, then, so they're not like what they're watching, but what we can see then, and you see Wanda questioning Geraldine or Monica, and then she uses her proper WandaVision powers instead of like all these just like sitcom-y type magic, like bewitched magic things. It's actually, she's got her like red things, and she shoots Monica out, saying you're trespassing, and she bashes through all the different buildings and gets pushed outside of the barrier, and then she resets the set, is what I call it, the buildings and things, and goes back to her kids, and you can see she's still thinking, and then Vision comes in and does his line from episode 3, and she turns around and it's the dead Vision, where he's got the stone removed and things. It's quite horrific, really. So yeah, that was quite a thing. And then he goes back to normal, and it goes back into the sitcom-y thing then, and she said this, they can't leave, this is their home, and she has everything under control, and that's when it goes out to the end then, and Geraldine says it's all Wanda, which is what I originally thought. I thought Wanda made this world to make it perfect for her and Vision, whereas in episode 2 it makes you think a little bit like someone's doing it to her, but no, it is definitely Wanda. I just love how there's 4 different MCU worlds that are combined in this series now, so that's great. It's like it's tying in with everything is going to start molding together. Now, one thing that's on my mind is like, is this just going to be one series? Because I have heard that this is going to be Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, so it kind of needs to tie in with that. Or is it just the fact that they're going to use parts of what in WandaVision. So like her cosmic energy, and that causes these different realities, and that's what they mean by that. It's part of Doctor Strange. So he may like appear in Westview or something like that. I think from here on in, we're gonna have flipping back and forth between the episodic sitcoms and the real world. Then I'm loving the characters. All the characters are brilliant. The comedy is just right. It's not over the top, and it's not underwhelmed. It's just there, and I think Darcy and Jimmy will have that great little comedy things, but be able to bring it in straight as well as you got the serious character of Monica, and obviously Wanda and Vision when they are Wanda and Vision and not the sitcom characters. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to like what's coming up next. It's like I really welcome Fridays now, Friday mornings, and I can't wait. I can't wait for next week now. But that is it, guys. There. So thanks very much for watching. I want to know what you think. I did release a video yesterday about everything that's coming to Disney Star on the 23rd of February, so go check that out. And also tomorrow I will be doing the what's coming up the February. There are no official listings. I think they're more concerned with showing you what's on Star at the moment, so I will use some other sources, but they may not be correct, well, may not be 100% correct, because they never really are, but I shall do my best to try and let you know what stuff is coming out, and hopefully for March they will start releasing their listings as normal, so I can get the accurate ones to you guys. Monday we got our PS5 update as well, and it's quite a nice one, so make sure to check out that as well. But yeah, I just want to watch it again, but I can't. I gotta get to work. But thanks very much for watching, guys. Don't forget to click on that subscribe button and notification bell. And if you want to tip us on coffee.com/Skybot Film, or check out our social medias here. Also, you can go to patreon.com/Skybot Film and be one of our first patrons. It would be really nice if you guys could get involved with us with that. More details on that are coming very soon. But that is all what I'm going to say today, guys. So let me know in the comments what you thought. But until next time.